we gather the world. Unless there is, or until there is the continuous dissolution of the world inside our body, which is the tensions and strains of the self trying to hold on, until we can do that, we cannot be free. Free means free of all worry, free of all tension, and free of all unhappiness, which is quite a miracle. But it is available. It is a state that is available to us if only we will put the spiritual life or the divine life first. We still live our own lives. We must all do as we do. You can't really choose to do anything. It's best to just do as you are moved to do. And when you become less attached to what you do, you then have a greater intelligence or power of intelligence to go inside the body and release the tensions of the world that gather there every moment and every day. You must not minimize this. It's a very simple thing, this intelligent focus on the body. It's a very simple thing, probably too simple for most people out there to think that it's very important. But there's no other way. You can endeavour to find the absolute, you can endeavour to find God, you can do all those things within, but you can't do that unless you've reached this place of innocence within, which means no more tension, no more unhappiness, no more wanting, no more trying, because everything is provided. Now that's intelligence. Everything is provided. And if you look into your life now, and if you look into your life as it has been in the past, you will see that everything is provided. That is demonstrable. Now, if you have the bad times, let's say, that's also provided, but there's always a solution, you see. That's provided. The only thing is that we get impatient between what seems to be a lack and the fulfillment of that lack. That's called time, and we get impatient about that. But the more that we are able to hand over, to surrender to some great principle, which I call it that brought you here, the more that we can surrender to that and let that determine our life and our doing, the more we do that, the more free we are. That's why it is so important for us to go into the body with our intelligence. And if you've got to tell the children, if you're endeavouring to tell them in their own experience, you can say to them that most men and women, that most of us spend 99% of our time focused on the external relative reality, the external physical reality. We're always on that. That is what attracts us. That's where we get attached to things. But the amount of inward going, of intelligent reflection on what I would call, finally, the invisible, that is the rarest thing, where it is meaningful. And you can't do that until you practice getting rid of the tensions and unhappiness that hang onto the body within. So it's a matter of inward going. We've all heard this. We all know about meditation. Well, meditation is not an inward going at all. Meditation ends. It seems as though lots of people don't think that meditation ends. They just keep going on with meditating. But it's not true. Meditation is a means, not an end, and it ends. Once you've the idea of meditation is in the first instance to watch the mind, in the first instance to watch the restlessness of the body, in the first instance to get rid of this sort of stuff with the knees going like this and this sort of stuff and the whole body sort of restless and trying to do things. And the idea of meditation is to quieten all that stuff down in the body. Then we have the thought process, which is also what we are addicted to. Thought being a second-hand version of what we've observed in the external life. So when we're thinking, we're really being external. We're not being internal at all. We're being external. So thinking is no good to you. You can't go into God by thinking, because that's all emphasizing the external. So I can only emphasize to you the importance of being able, of being simple enough to put your intelligence inside the body in the way that I describe, and we will be doing in a moment, so that eventually you discover that inside the body leads to an extraordinary space or something or other that is limitless in its intimations of truth, in its intimations of wonder, in its intimations of whatever is good and right and true and profound. The deeper I go inside my body, by surrendering, by not trying, the more I have access to this extraordinary, limitless state within. Now, in there is what is God. God is nowhere else. God is in no one else, nowhere else, no one else, although everything is God. But the only place that God can be realized, made real, is inside my body, your body, listening to these words. It's the only place. It's no good trying to reach the absolute. It's no good trying to reach God without doing the preparation for it. And it doesn't matter what teacher you go with, he's going to make you reach God. You will end up with me, because you have to get rid of the world in you. And it's no good just saying, I am perfect, I am beautiful, I am this, I am that, and still be able at any time to get unhappy, moody, angry, resentful, jealous, emotional. It just doesn't make sense. You're not beautiful when you're emotional. You're not beautiful when you're moody. So what's this about you're all beautiful? There is no doubt that you are perfect and beautiful in the depths of your being. No doubt. For you are God. Every single one of you is God or life or truth or the wonder of the invisible power behind everything. You are that. There's no doubt about that. But are you that all the time? Are you that consciously, or are you just repeating what some master told you? And having a euphoric experience. I am perfect. Rubbish. You're only perfect when you're perfect. And perfect means no negativity, surely. Surely it means that. An uninterrupted state of no negativity, no questions, no wondering, no problems. So let us divine this place. Let us contemplate this place within us. Let us put our intelligence inside our body by giving up everything. You know, surrender is the secret of the spiritual life. It is utterly essential to learn how to surrender. Now, when you put your intelligence inside the body, well, let's do it. So close the eyes, which removes a little of the visual stimulation somewhat, reducing the sensory attraction to sound, to noises, to sight. Now, all you've got, which I'll be demonstrating to you at a later date, all you've got, and telling you the story of it, all you've got is intelligence. Now, I've told you that intelligence breaks down into the human mind. So you've got the human mind, and behind that is intelligence, and then behind intelligence is consciousness, another refined state of intelligence, and behind consciousness and within is the intellect. So we've got 4 states of intelligence working in our lives and in the invisible within us. So the human mind is useless for anything to do with God or reality, absolutely useless. It is only useful when it goes into neutral and becomes utterly still. Then there is intelligence in my system, and I can use that intelligent attention, like now, to let's go to the head. Remembering that every part of the body that we're going into has pure sensation. Pure sensation is the end of existence. It's the end of everything, pure sensation. So it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with pure sensation. But if pure sensation beats too fast under some stimulus of the self, of worry or problems, then the sensation beats too fast, as it were, and you have tension in you. The thing is to be able to give up any tension in my head. Now, you don't need all the headaches, or most of them, let's say, most of them are caused by emotion or tension. I mean, a lot of them, okay? I don't want to minimize migraine and those sort of things. So the thing is to surrender. Now, by putting the intelligence, let's say, on the head, and seeing the sensation that's in the scalp, in the skull, pure sensation. That's all you've got to do, is see the pure sensation. There won't be any real tension in the skull, but you can have the pure sensation there. Because you have to have a refinement of intelligence to be able to sense the pure sensation in the head. Then you can